Hey guys, we're going to start a project today building off of last week's scrolling examples using the variable scroll x. So what I'm going to do to have you guys start is to open up the Scratch 2 offline editor, and once you open this up, let's go to File Save, because we're going to be having a few different folders open today and I don't want to get confused where we go. So after you go to File Save, go to Computer on the left sidebar and then go to Z, open up your network drive, go to Open, and name this project Mario Project. Okay, I've already named it, so you don't have to overwrite like I do. All right, once you save it, it'll tell us up here that it's been saved, and we're good to go. So let's get rid of the cat. We'll delete that. Okay, I just right-clicked on the cat, and then I deleted it. And I gave you guys a folder of sprites that you're going to need for this project. So if you go to Upload, Sprite from File, click on this folder icon, and what you'll have to do, if it brings you directly to Z, then you're good. If not, go to Computer and open Z again, and then you're going to navigate to 7 SMS DC1 and press Open. And in that, you'll find Mario 1-to-1 divided. So we'll click on that, and then we'll press Open. Now you'll see that there are 12 icons in here. Okay, 12 different files. Mario Big, and then screen 1, 0 to 10. Usually what we can do is we could select all these at once and then open them and then go in, and that will work, except it puts the screens out of order on Scratch 2 and then you can't reorder them. So I'm just going to go one at a time. It just takes a second. So I'll go Mario Big first, double click it, upload, screen 1, 0, 1, 2, and 10. Okay, there are all of our screens. So that's a good start right there. We have everything in, and if you notice, they stay right in order. We have Mario Big at the beginning, then we have screen 0, 1, 2, 3 going all the way down. And notice how I named the screens. This is what we'll be multiplying scroll X by. So I try to keep my screens consistent so I know what part of the map they're going to be. So in our function, or in our if statement, for go to, this screen would go to scroll X plus 480 times 0. And then this one times 1 times 2 times 3, like we went over last week. So let's go click on Mario Big, and let's just start off with events, and let's go with a when clicked. Okay, and I want my Mario Big to always just be centered in the screen. And remember that when we're working on a scrolling project, your sprite, in this case Mario Big, he's not moving. We're going to be scrolling the background. So I'm going to take him, I'm just going to set him to the middle of the screen, 0, 0. And what that also does is it shows that when we start the project, the gravity will pull him down, and it's just a neat little effect, I think, to show that we have gravity in our project. So we'll go to 0, 0. And now what we should do is we should set our variables that we need. And in this project, we're going to need to start a gravity variable and a scroll X variable. So why don't we take care of the gravity first? So we'll go to Data. We'll make the variable called gravity. And gravity really can just be for Mario. That's all we need it for in this project. So we'll go Mario for this sprite only, and then we'll press OK. We'll set gravity to 0. Okay, that way we'll just let our equation handle it, and it won't take whatever the previous gravity of our last run was. It'll always reset it to 0, and then we'll let the operation that we make control the gravity. So we'll go to Control and Forever, and then let's set what our gravity is going to be. So we're going to set our gravity. So I go back to Data, and I set our gravity to, we'll take a minus sign here, we'll snap it in. Okay, we're going to set gravity to gravity, which we already set to 0, so it's going to be essentially 0 here, minus, I don't know, let's say 2. Let's make gravity a little bit more, because our first project this year we set gravity to 0.5, and then the one last week we set it to 1. Let's see what 2 looks like. And we know that gravity is going to affect our pull down to the earth, so that gravity is going to act on the y-axis. So we're going to change y by gravity. So if we click the flag, okay, we can't see Mario because he's hiding behind the other screens. So we're going to go to looks because we always want to make sure he's on top of all of the sprites. And we'll go down to the bottom and we're going to make Mario forever go to the front. So now when I click, there he is, and he falls right through the earth. Good. So that's working pretty good. So what we'll do now is we'll set our simple collision just for now, and we're going to expand on this as this project goes, but we're going to make it simple for now. And we're going to say if he's touching the color brown. This color is repeated throughout the project, throughout the Mario level. And also the pipes have a black on the top. So we're going to use this color and black to start. Now the problem is that he's going to interact with this type of mountain right here. And we're not going to want him to interact with that. So we'll adjust these scripts as we go. But just for simplicity's sake, to make sure that we get our scrolling right, we'll just get him standing for now. Okay, so we're just going to say if he's touching this color, click it and then set it. Or if he's touching black, which is the top of the pipe, which you can kind of see that I'm peeking at back there, then okay, touching brown or touching black, then what we'll do is we'll just simply for now set his gravity to 2. Alright, so that should zero this out. And it's not ideal, but should work for now. And there he goes. Mario now stands on the ground. Okay, good stuff. Well, let's get our scrolling going right now. Okay, so let's do that on Mario first. We'll set our scrolling scripts. So we'll go to Control, and we'll go to If Then. And here's where we're going to set our controls using the left and right arrows, A or D, whatever you'd like to use to move him on the keyboard, doesn't matter to me. Arrows I just find easier. So we put our if in, and we went to key, space, pressed, and we'll snap that. We're going to say right arrow, and then we're going to change our scroll X, but we haven't set the variable for that yet. So why don't we create the variable called scroll X? Because remember, when we're scrolling, we're not going to be changing his X axis at all. Alright, his X position stays put. When we scroll, we change the background scroll to the opposite direction. So let's create our variable, scroll X, and that is for all sprites. Okay, very important that that one stays for all sprites, or else it won't work. Okay, your scrolling will not work because all of these other sprites down here are going to act on Mario's scrolling script. Okay, so we press OK, and let's take our set scroll X. Alright, let's take our set scroll X and we'll set it to 0. That way, whenever we start the project over, scroll X will go to the first screen. It will set to screen 0. So when we press our right arrow, then we should change scroll X. And if you notice this, see how gravity's underneath that line? Underneath that line means gravity was only for Mario. This one above it is for everybody. Okay, so scroll X variable will appear on all of these other sprites over here. Gravity, however, will only appear on Mario. So we're going to change scroll X by -5, or whatever you want to use, okay? But knowing that normally if we were changing X in this project, if we were just using a normal motion to move Mario himself to the right, we would change X by a positive number, maybe 5. But since we're scrolling, we're going to change scroll X by a negative number, because that's going to push our backgrounds to the left, which will make Mario appear to move to the right. Okay, so that's good for there. We'll right click on the if, and we'll just duplicate that script, and we'll just change to left arrow and 5. So that's good. So Mario's pretty much set for now. All right, that's going to be good just for the start for today. But now let's do our screen 0s all the way through to screen 10 and set up the scripts to set the scroll. So that's going to happen when we click the flag. So we'll go to when clicked, and we'll go to Control, and take our forever, and we'll go to motion. Now on our motion, we're going to take this go to XY block and put it inside forever. Now Y, we're going to set to 0. That way it sits vertically, perfectly centered in the screen. In our X position is where we're going to write our equation or our operand. It says scroll X plus 480 times 0 for screen 1. So we'll go to operators, we'll pull out the plus, and then we'll put the multiplication sign in the back. And remember, this being raised acts as if it's parentheses, so it's going to multiply first, then add this afterwards. If you do this backwards, this won't work. Okay, I made that mistake in one of my old projects, and one of the forum members helped me out with that. So scroll X is going to go in the first block. Okay, so we have scroll X plus, and then you see that the multiplication is raised 480, which is the width of the screen. Okay, the width of the scratch screen from left to right is 480 pixels, and screen 1 will be times 0. Put that in X. Now what I like to do is I kind of go one at a time here. That way I don't get lost. So I'll take this next one, we'll drop this here, we'll go to screen 1, and then we just change it to 480 times 1. Okay, that just makes that multiplication work out to be that it starts at 480 pixels out. So it basically would start right here, and it would go to here. Okay, then the next one would start here and go to here. So let's take this and drag this script to screen 2. And this is the same exact script, and we're going to call this 2. And notice once again I make my numbers here in my multiplication match the number of my screen. It's just easier for me to keep track of what's where. Okay, we'll drag this to 3. We'll make that 3. Drag this to 4. Make that 4. And if you need to pause this video at any time while you're doing this, just do that. If you need to go back in time and rewatch something, it's all right here for you. Okay, so take your time. All right, let's see if we can get Mario moving to the right today. Okay, and standing on some ground. That's going to be the key. And 7. Keep dragging here to 8. Okay, once we write that script, it's pretty easy. We're only going to change it, that one number. So I missed that one. There we go, 8. 9. We'll click on this. We'll make that 9. And we'll take this last one down, and we'll make this one 10. So if things worked out here, when I hit this flag, Mario should drop. All the screens should stitch together properly, and we should be able to scroll to the right. Well, let's see. Let's hit that flag. Okay, now you won't be able to see that because I'm only recording part of the screen. So let me try it like this. Okay, we'll hit that flag. Beautiful. Mario falls, and he sticks. Now we'll move him to the right, and he's scrolling. Let's try to go through the whole level here. Okay, now if I want to test it, I just take my mouse and pick him up and drop him. All right, so the black worked, and that worked, so we can stand on all that stuff. He can stand on that too, so we've got to fix that later on. Okay, take that down. Pretty good there. I'm going to show you a way to make that not happen, okay, for next week. Where he sinks, I'm going to show you a way to make a block under more blocks to fix that. But just as long as we get him scrolling today, then we should be good. All right, he's going right along. Okay, he looks pretty good. He drops, and okay, he'll rise up. We'll fix that next week. Test it out a little bit. Check it out here. Good, he sticks. Good. Okay, let's pull him back up. Okay, he's standing on the bush. He's going all the way through. Can you stand on this? Yep. Good. Stand here. Good. Falls down. And then he'll get to the end of the level, and we'll make him be able to stand on that, and then there's your flag. So there's your first level in Mario, all put together. We got some collision items to fix, but we can do that as we go. Piece of cake. But let's see if you guys, for today, can get your screens stitched together and coded properly. And if you can get Mario with his scripts for today, right here, coded properly. We set him to the middle of the screen. We set our gravity to 0 and our scroll X to 0. this will bring us to screen 1 every time or screen 0 rather, every time we start the project. He'll go to the front. That way he's always on top of the background screens. We set our equation for gravity -2, and then we change y by gravity because it pulls us down to the earth. And we said if touching color brown or black, which was this ground, or the top of the green pipe, we set the gravity to 2. If the right arrow is pressed, we'll change scroll X by -5 because that pushes the background screen to the left and makes some Mario appear to move to the right. If we press the left arrow, the opposite happens. So good luck. See if you can get Mario moving here. Okay, if you end up with any lines like this, separation lines, don't worry about it. We'll fix those as we go. Okay, that's probably from my stitching, and I cut these using the GIMP program. And good luck. Have fun.